Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Joe and welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to be doing a kind of discussion type video. So I posted in my Discord this message, essentially saying that if you guys could have an ideal MVM update, whether that's changes to the current system or more things added, what would you like to see? And we're just going to be kind of discussing this because I feel like MVM doesn't quite get the attention that it may almost deserve from Valve, you know? I mean, let's say for example, a team of 6 people complete a tour of MVM. One ticket is 80p. That means 4 tickets is £3.20. For 6 people to complete one tour of something like 2 cities, it costs almost £20 for that entire squad. And I mean, that's a pretty good money making opportunity, and I feel like Valve are really missing a trick by maybe kind of shunning MVM and not giving enough attention to it as it maybe requires. So we're going to be taking a look at some potential things that Valve can change to MVM to make the game mode better and a bit more fresh for those people who maybe have been playing the game mode for a few years, have accumulated around 100 or so plus tours in MVM and just kind of want to see something new. And I definitely feel like today we could almost brainstorm a few potential ideas for that. So the first idea that caught my attention in Discord was someone said that they'd like to see a contractor in MVM, so exclusive contract and exclusive rewards for MVM. And this really got me thinking, you know, like this is a really good idea. Let's say for example Valve introduce a new mission with new maps and new rewards, but you have to complete certain objectives in Man vs Machine to unlock different rewards from the contract. So for example, let's say something like you have to collect a certain amount of money, or you have to destroy a certain amount of giant robots, or detonate a certain amount of sentry busters manually to unlock certain things, whether that's an exclusive crate from MVM or exclusive war paints or something. I definitely feel like this is a really good idea that would genuinely incentivize people to play Man vs Machine. I mean, just imagine, you have an incentive to play Man vs Machine because there's items available to earn through achievements and through playing the game that you can't get through any other means. And not only that, but it also incentivizes you to maybe play classes that you don't necessarily play in Man vs Machine to earn rewards. So you play as the scout to collect cash, or you play as the engineer to detonate sentry busters, and it kind of makes you stray out of your comfort zone. Maybe they could make the items untradeable, so they're almost collector's pieces. You know, there could be item collectors out there that want to unlock these items that they can keep and cherish forever and look back on and say, I remember earning that from Man vs Machine. This one is an idea that I saw so prominently in my Discord as soon as I announced it that it was actually ridiculous. So many people wanted to see more australiums added, and one of the most popular suggestions was the shotgun. Now, back when I was a much smaller TF2 YouTuber, I made this video and this video talking about australiums that should be added to the game, and this was over 2 years ago, and there's still been nothing added in terms of extra rewards. But in that video, I essentially said that there's so many Australian weapons potentials, such as things like the shotgun, the degreaser, and commonly used weapons that once again would kind of incentivize people. They can get fresh new australiums to use as opposed to having the same rocket launcher, medigun, frontier justice, extinguisher possibilities that maybe they're bored of earning, you know? It might be a bit fresher to be able to earn fresh australium. And just think what that would do to the trading economy as well. Like, everything would just become so much more alive for a pretty long period of time when there's new potential items to unlock. And whilst we're on the topic of australiums, Cubic had a fantastic idea. Cubic said, I'd love to see another version of Aussies, perhaps silver instead of gold, and they're a little more common than regular Aussies. Along with that, more rewards would be great, more special hats, more weapons similar to bot killers and stuff like that, and more variety on missions and boss waves would be great. And I think the particularly in this message, the silver Australium idea is fantastic, you know. Australium drop rates are incredibly low, especially for the kind of higher tier ones than the golden pan, for example. Imagine like a silver Australium that obviously wouldn't be as expensive. I mean, they'd drop much more commonly, so the supply would be a much more, and regardless of the demand, these things would end up being pretty cheap. But this would be a really great thing. I feel like this would really, once again, revitalize Man vs Machine, because generally in that in Man vs Machine, unless you get an australium or an incredibly rare pro killstreak fabricator for something like the medigun or the rocket launcher or a very commonly used weapon, the chances are you're gonna make a loss in terms of profit and stuff from Man vs Machine, and your tickets will often cost more than the actual rewards themselves. And I feel like a silver weapon, even if they're worth nothing, could just be a nice usable item, you know. It doesn't necessarily have to be expensive in trading, but you could earn it and you could use it. It's a cheaper alternative to australiums, to maybe people who can't afford to fork out 40 plus keys. This one from Defect says more uses for robo parts outside of fabricating. And that really got me thinking, what else could we actually use the robo parts for? And then I thought they could introduce a new kind of crafting system. The only real crafting systems we have at the moment are putting robo parts into fabricators to get killstreak stuff, and we get refined to get a random hat. And if we could maybe introduce something where you can put a certain amount of robo parts in to earn a war paint, like an exclusive Man vs Machine themed war paint, or something along the lines of exclusive Man vs Machine hats, or maybe to earn an exclusive crate that has Man vs Machine orientated items. That would just be really fantastic, and I definitely feel like a lot more functions for robo parts would be really good as well for the trading economy, because there's no real use for them. Not many people are completing killstreak fabricators right now. Going back to the silver war paint idea, John says, so for the MVM contractor, maybe the main reward would be a silver like Aussie war paint. Main reward is in like the Dragon Slayer war paint. And I mean, if we take a look at the price of the Dragon Slayer now, it's hovering around the 1 key mark, maybe slightly less. It's really interesting to me that you could literally just play MVM, obtain certain rewards from collecting a certain amount of money, destroying a certain amount of robots, and earn yourself a silver australium. Like, it would show other people when they see the weapon that you actually played the game to earn this, or maybe purchased it, and it would be great for the pricing of them as well. It would make them much more affordable than actual australiums are. This message here from Tasty Salamanders was quite interesting. They said MVM plus Halloween update combo. During the Halloween period, so Scream Fortress time, add wave 666 to Man Up mode. Completing it in Man Up mode gives Halloween rewards, in brackets, bring back spells please. I personally think this is a fantastic idea. It wouldn't take Valve a lot of time to implement because, you know, it's a community game mode. They just kind of need to make it official. And it would be fantastic to maybe get some exclusive Halloween MVM rewards, whether that's spells, as Tasty Salamanders suggested, or some exclusive kind of bot killer that instead of having a robo head on, it's got like a robot zombie or something along those lines. I think there's a lot Valve could do with Man vs Machine during Halloween, and maybe even during other time periods as well. If it is something as simple as changing the bot killer head, so around Team Fortress 2 birthday time, put a little party hat on the bot killer head, or if it's around Christmas time, put a little BMOC or put a little Christmas themed hat on the bot killer heads. It's something so small, but could just revitalize Man vs Machine, I feel. This is a potential change to actual Man vs Machine at the moment without adding anything new in terms of content. But someone suggested new kind of upgrades. One particularly said Razorback upgrade for all classes. I think this is a fantastic idea. In the middle of a round, if you're, for example, using a sentry gun, or if you're shooting a big robot or shooting a tank, you may not kind of be aware of spies around you, and I can't even count the amount of times that I've been backstabbed during MVM. This could be a really fantastic idea to maybe put a body upgrade on that allows you to kind of have backstab resistance for one backstab each wave until you upgrade it again. That's a potential upgrade idea, and I feel like there's a lot more that could be done with upgrades. This one, again coming from Defect, said a new map where you're defending the middle of the map with robots advancing from all sides. And the kind of message I got from this was something very similar to the zombies game modes, for example, from Call of Duty, where perhaps you're stuck in one area and there's zombies advancing from all sides and you have to survive waves of gradually increasing in difficulty and frequency of the robots coming in. This could be a really interesting mode, and it kind of adds an aspect of survival as opposed to not letting them deliver the bomb. You literally just have to like stay alive and guard the certain area of the map. This would be a really interesting game mode to see implemented, and it would just give a whole new meta to Man vs Machine. And this last one coming in from Proven Slav says, I'd like to see more customized robots that fit unique purposes. And I don't mean just another scout that only throws mad milk. I mean more like the Sentry Buster, or the giant Demo Man and the Sentry Tank from the Titanium Tank event. Something that requires different approaches compared to the regular player imitating bots. And this is a really good point, especially if you've been playing Man vs Machine for a while. You will have probably noticed that all the robots are literally just the same. Like, regardless of the mission, there's only a set amount, and maybe new robots that require you to take up different play styles. For example, he said not just Mad Milk Scouts, but maybe like a Bushwhacker Sniper that throws Girato and is much more aggressive as opposed to sitting on the sidelines, or just something that is a switch up from the stock Man vs Machine robots we have already. If that is modifications to Sentry Busters or tanks that shoot or something along those lines, I just feel like there is a lot of potential that could be done with modifying certain robots. But yeah, that's just about it for this video. There's a ton more things that I could discuss, so if you did enjoy them, please do remember to leave a like and let me know your thoughts down below. Maybe also in the comments, let me know some potential Man vs Machine updates that you guys would like to see, whether that's new items, new robot types, new upgrades, anything like that. Feel free to leave it down below. Guys, thank you all so much for watching. Please do leave a like if you did enjoy, and peace.
I woke up in Cali with a Uzi at a Maui. BBS all on me with Lil Shorty doing donuts in the Audi. On the iPhone 8, yeah, I'm dripping in the babe. Hit the plane, levitate, out of space in a rave. Yeah, strawberry lemonade, Shorty with the Fendi shade, chilling in the shade. Kelly Slater where I rip away.